Hello everyone. You know, in aviation we often say, information is the invisible runway. Without accurate, timely aeronautical information, aircraft can't fly safely. For years, AIS, Aeronautical Information Services, has been that invisible runway. But times are changing. Now we have to move forward into AIM, Aeronautical Information Management. That can sound like a huge leap, right? But at ADL, we've broken this journey into two clear phases. First, what we call ground reality. And then the exciting part, digital takeoff. Let's walk through this journey together. So, ground reality is exactly what it sounds like. Understanding where we are today before we start building tomorrow. We begin with a gap analysis. Think of it as holding up a mirror. We sit with the Civil Aviation Authority, and we ask the tough questions. What policies do we already have in place? And how are they actually being practiced with the tools we use? It's not about pointing fingers, it's about clarity. Then, once we see that picture, we move into benchmarking. And this is where compliances and guidelines comes in. We align what's already happening with international standards. The beauty here is that both ADL and the CAA team get on the same page. It's like drawing the flight plan for the journey ahead. Everyone knows the route. And finally, we talk about critical components. This is my favorite part because here, we separate what stays constant, like your regulatory responsibilities, from what will change, like the tools, the workflows, the way data flows through your system. And we identify what's absolutely critical to manage during the transition so we don't hit turbulence later. By the time we finish ground reality, we have a clear runway. Now it's time to take off. Welcome to the fun part, digital takeoff. This is where the ideas from phase 1 turn into real digital systems. First, we do data standardization. Imagine taking information scattered in different formats and speaking one common language. That's what we do with your data. Clean, standardize, align it with standards and recommended practices. Then comes digitization. Now this is where ADL rolls up its sleeves. We take that standardized data, digitize it, and then hand it over to the CAA team for validation. It's teamwork. You're checking. We're building. Next up is the IT setup. Think of this as a test flight. We create a test environment where you actually get to see and feel how your outputs will look. No surprises, just a preview of what's coming. And then comes testing. This is where the magic happens. The CAA team gets to play with the system. Real data, real simulations. There's back and forth, adjustments, fine-tuning. It's like training on a simulator before the actual aircraft. Once you're confident, we move to implementation. This is your first operational digital data set. A big moment. It's like that first flight with passengers on board. You're live, and the system is real. But we don't stop there. Knowledge transfer is the next stage. The first few amendments, ADL does them while you watch. Then we switch seats. You do it while we guide you. By the 5th amendment cycle, you're flying solo. And finally, the maintenance. This isn't a goodbye. ADL stays in the tower with you, supporting, guiding, and resolving issues together. Because AIM isn't a destination, it's an ongoing journey. So that's the journey. From AIS to AIM. Ground reality gives us the foundation, and digital takeoff brings the future to life. It's not just a transition, it's a transformation. And with ADL's approach, the CAA isn't just adopting AIM. You're owning it, living it, and shaping the future of aeronautical information. For safe skies ahead.